First of all, surprised? Haven't heard from him?
I'm not entirely surprised. I think there's a whole slew of people that P. Diddy had interactions with.
People I've worked with over the years may be reluctant to come forward for various reasons, but I believe the potential harm to their reputation is one of the main ones. Consider Ashton Kutcher, who is now embroiled in a severe dispute with Diddy. According to recent information, he may have participated in some dubious gatherings and perhaps assisted Diddy in hiding some sinister secrets. Everyone is taken aback, particularly in light of rumors that Ashton may have assisted Diddy in these dubious activities using his anti-trafficking group. The speculations that his wife, Mila Kunis, may be involved due to witnesses coming forward and some shocking allegations emerging are even more surprising. Ashton's image as the good guy is being seriously tested. Diddy's latest arrest has social media buzzing, but Ashton's quiet is undoubtedly drawing some attention. They became pals when Ashton first met Diddy in the early 2000s while shooting MTV's Punk'd. Preoccupied with his music career, Diddy urged Ashton to back off from his planned practical joke, and he complied. After these new accusations, history is much more convoluted, even if what began as a canceled joke evolved into a lasting relationship.
I called one day and I said, I heard that you are going to punk me, and I just don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think that's the way you said it. I'm pretty sure. Oh.
Shall we go back to the narrative now? Ashton Kutcher and Sean Diddy Combs were often seen together a few years ago, whether shopping, jogging, or just having a good time at exciting events. It was difficult to miss their camaraderie. When Ashton earned Time magazine's esteemed list of the 100 most influential persons in the world, Diddy didn't think twice about publicly praising him. Kutcher is like a sounding board for me. He's a mogul, a new media mogul, and we're like yin and yang, he said in his compliment. Even though Diddy probably didn't say it quite that way, you can tell he was speaking with affection and respect. Ashton, renowned for his cool head and keen intelligence, has always handled his job with a certain subtle charm. However, Ashton is now unexpectedly in the limelight due to the recent events surrounding Diddy's imprisonment. Notably, he has remained silent on the subject. We don't often see someone with Ashton's level of prominence holding back from speaking out, particularly when it comes to a close friend who is the subject of grave accusations. Fans and the media have taken notice of this abrupt silence, which has sparked discussions about the possible implications for their relationship. Because of their long-standing relationship, numerous legal professionals offer their opinions on the matter. They advise Ashton and other celebrities to exercise caution and maybe keep their views to themselves during this tumultuous period. The seriousness of Diddy's allegations makes it complicated. Anything Diddy makes in public may have legal repercussions for him and people close to him. This has sparked discussions over the morality of celebrity relationships in public, raising eyebrows. Ashton is in a very precarious situation. On the one hand, he is well known for advocating for worthy causes, such as his efforts to combat human trafficking. However, silence in the face of such controversy might be seen as collaboration, particularly by supporters and admirers who respect his candidness. It may be challenging to struggle between maintaining integrity in the face of severe accusations and being loyal to a friend. In conclusion, the drama developing between Diddy and Ashton Kutcher serves as a stark reminder of the difficulties that friendships may provide, particularly in the entertainment sector. As this narrative progresses, the stakes are enormous for both of them, and how they handle this circumstance may have a long-term impact on their personal and public perceptions.
First of all, surprised? Haven't heard from him?
I'm not entirely surprised. I think there's a whole slew of people that P. Diddy had interactions with or worked with over the years that are hesitant to come forward.
There are likely many reasons for this, but I believe the potential harm to my reputation from this type of linkage is one of the primary ones. Celebrities depend heavily on their public persona, which may have adverse financial effects, lead to missed chances, and make businesses reluctant to collaborate with you if you come up to defend someone or attempt to explain their behavior. There is undoubtedly that. However, I also think many individuals fear coming forward since doing so entails a new degree of responsibility and exposure. The crucial point is whether Ashton was aware of Diddy's activities. Given an old interview that appeared online in 2019, he may have had a hint. Recently, this interview has started circulating. Although their relationship has always been strange, it's not your usual party narrative. Everything began when Ashton was shooting Punk'd. He joked, "Yo, you can't punk me to Diddy." And Ashton said, "Everyone is at the table, I'm not sure what to say." "Not me," you reply, "but I'm not on the table." That was essentially the beginning of their relationship. Additionally, do you recall Sean Evans' attempt to profit from specific Hot Ones footage and get information on Diddy's private events? Ashton would have none of it. He swiftly shifted the topic rather than spilling the tea, obviously unwilling to be involved in that drama. Given the high stakes, it highlights how fragile these celebrity relationships can be. After our chat, we quickly became friends and used to get out and watch football together like fans. Some are asking whether Ashton was lying about what he knew about Diddy's contentious background. With requests for authorities to look more thoroughly into Ashton Kutcher's anti-trafficking group, many people are beginning to believe these accusations may have some merit. His tight contact with a person facing criminal accusations raises the urgent issue of how he can assist victims of human trafficking. Furthermore, Ashton's rumors are not wholly unfounded. Diddy's alleged use of colleagues to entice, threaten, and manipulate people under the pretense of romantic love has been detailed in court records. According to these allegations, victims were forced into exploitative circumstances, exposing a very alarming trend that involves moving people over state borders and even beyond. The public has responded strongly to this hypocrisy, with many calling for clarification on Ashton's possible participation. Even Ashton's attendance at one of Diddy's notorious white parties in Beverly Hills on July 4, 2009, suggests others are questioning a closer link to these purported actions. Discussions about Ashton's relationship with Diddy have been more heated due to the growing controversy surrounding his public character, particularly after an event in 2017 in which he and his wife, Mila Kunis, came under criticism for standing up for their That Show co-star, Danny Masterson. In 2003, Masterson was found guilty of sexually abusing 2 women and given a 30-year jail term. Ashton and Mila faced a rapid and fierce response. Many fans questioned their judgment when fans quickly expressed their disgust at their choice to back someone who was being accused of such terrible crimes. Many people struggled to connect Ashton's support with the seriousness of Masterson's actions, despite his good intentions, which led to a protracted discussion regarding his morality and character. Masterson has been nothing but a positive influence on me throughout my life, Ashton said in his letter. I've learned from him to be straightforward and to face problems in relationships and life head-on. He expressed optimism that his evidence would be considered during the sentencing phase, even as he recognized the guilty convictions. However, considering his connections to both Masterson and Diddy, this position simply served to increase doubts about his dedication to standing up for abuse victims. How Ashton will handle the criticism of his relationships and the charges against his pals as the case develops is still up in the air.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims.
We have shown our commitment to this cause through our activities and will do so going forward. Danny's family contacted us a few months ago and requested that we write character letters for someone we've known for 25 years. They wanted the court to consider our viewpoints when determining the proper sentencing. It should be made clear that the purpose of these letters was to be reviewed by the judge, not to challenge the legal system or the jury's decision. We regret if it seemed that way. We never intended to undermine the victim's testimony or injure them. According to Mila's letter, Masterson was a fantastic big brother to her, a trustworthy friend, and a beautiful person overall. She emphasized his empathy and ability to provide direction, which greatly influenced my personal and professional development. Fans were furious that Ashton and Mila stood behind someone accused of such horrible acts when those letters were made public. The pair felt obliged to upload an apologetic video on Instagram due to the severe, to put it mildly, criticism. They clarified that their remarks were not intended to minimize the victim's pain, but that point had already done the harm. Remarkably, Chrissy Bixler was not the first to criticize Ashton Kutcher for what happened on February 21, 2011. Aaron Smith, a friend of Chrissy's, posted a video on YouTube about that evening 7 months ago. Aaron said that when Ashton came inside, he saw Ashley dead on the floor with blood all over the place. He says Ashton spent an hour sitting in his vehicle, freaked out, and contacted his crew to get help. Since he was already well known from that 70s show, they advised him not to call the police for fear of damaging his reputation. In line with Chrissy's story, Aaron says that Ashton called Danny Masterson after speaking with them. Additionally, Aaron contends that Ashton could not have seen the red wine marks on the carpet from outside the window. He implied the police knew Ashton's deceit when he accused him of lying. If Ashton hadn't lied, he said, it could have been too dark inside the home, necessitating going inside to view the blood's actual location. He prevented Michael from committing another murder since he would have been apprehended and detained if they hadn't been willing to forgive Ashton and Mila so quickly. The backlash finally forced Ashton to resign as chairman of Thorn, an anti-trafficking group he had founded in 2009 with his former wife, Demi Moore. Mila joined Thorn as an observer on the board after Ashton and Demi's divorce, but she resigned in the face of public criticism, adding to Ashton's complex past. He also has a tragic connection to the death of his ex-girlfriend Ashley Ellerin on February 21, 2001. After arriving at Ashley's home 2 hours late for their scheduled date, Ashton saw her red BMW parked with the lights on and peered through the glass to see what he assumed were crimson stains on the carpet. He thought she was ignoring him since he was late. Even though Ashton was never connected to Ashley's murder, the case ultimately resulted in the conviction of Michael Gargiulo, the Hollywood Ripper. Still, things took a much darker turn when Chrissy Bixler, one of Danny Masterson's accusers, made shocking claims on Instagram about Ashton's involvement on the night of Ashley Aaron's death. In an Instagram story, she claimed, "Dear Ashton." Ashton was left in the dark about Ashley's brutal murder. When he learned of the news the following day, he called the police right away and later testified, recalling that my fingerprints were on the door, and I was terrified. I was there when you called Danny on February 21, 2001, and I heard everything. You're just as sick as your mentor because her post immediately sparked fans to speculate that Ashton might have had more to do with that tragic night. I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget? In her comment, Chrissy said that Ashton had driven outside Ashley's house for more than an hour discussing with his manager how to safeguard his reputation and career. She said he then called Danny, and she overheard the entire exchange. Chrissy also said that law enforcement knew what she was saying, increasing fan anxiety and conjecture. How do you feel about Ashton being arrested by the feds? Do you think he may make a deal to get out of being charged? Leave a comment below with your opinions, and don't forget to see the following video.